Okay, we're here this evening on the memorial blowing of the trumpets. On this side of the earth, of course. On the other side of the earth in the west, the holy day will begin once the sun go down. Okay? We're in a new season as of sundown, which brings us into what this world call the fall. All right? The scriptures calls it the 7th month, or it can be misinterpreted as the 7th moon or the new moon. But it's the 7th month. It's a new season. There's 4 new months per year, well, new moons per year that are Sabbaths. The first for the change of the spring, the second for the change of the summer, which we call summer. The first, the fourth, which is the change of summer, the 7th, which we are in now, for the change of fall, and the 10th, which is change us into what we call the winter. These are the 4 new months, which is misinterpreted in the Bible as new moons that are to be celebrated as Sabbaths on this earth. Oh, so they're included in the regular Sabbaths and the holy days. All right? Now, let's go into, real quick, Leviticus 23. How many verses we have here?
We have about 44 verses.
We have 44 verses, and how many?
12 men.
12? Oh, okay. That's
about 3 for each.
Okay. We're going to do the first 6 can do 3 verses per, and the last 6 can do what? 4 per. All right? So the first 6 people, let's do 3 verses. The last 6 do 4. All right? I'm starting off at Leviticus 23:1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of the Most High, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest, and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Most High in all your dwellings. Now I want to make it clear when the Most High says in all your dwellings. That's crystal clear that we are supposed to follow the holy days no matter where we reside on earth. It didn't just say in Jerusalem. If it says in all your dwellings, wherever we dwell, we follow the holy days. And I'm saying this because so many people are coming up with reasons for us not to follow the holy days, and to claim that we can only follow certain holy days in the Holy Land, which is blasphemy. We've been waiting years to find the truth concerning our power, our God, and our times in connection with our God, our ceremonies connected to our God. And as soon as we find it, you have some people come up and say, well, we shouldn't do it because we're not in the land. But yet you've been following Easter, Christmas, everything you can get your hands on in paganism without question. So when it says in all of our dwellings, that means no matter where we are to acknowledge the Most High holy days. Go ahead, Lawya.
Yeah, taking 4, right?
Yeah, 4. Just 3. 3.
Okay, 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Verse 4. These are the feasts of the Most High Ahia, even holy convocations which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. And the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Most High Ahia. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread.
Okay. Cool, you next, sir. We're going to take it around this way. You're going to take 7 through 10.
In the first day you shall have a holy convocation. You shall do no service or work therein. But you shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days. And the 7th day is a holy convocation. You shall do no service or work therein. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying,
You can read the 10th verse also.
Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest.
Verse 11. And ye shall wave the sheep before the Most High to be accepted for you. On the morrow after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it. Verse 12. And ye shall offer that day, when ye wave the sheep and heat lamps without blemish of the first year, for a burnt offering to the Most High. Verse 13. The meat offering thereof shall be 2 10 of fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Most High. For the sweet savor and the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the fourth part of
Verse 14. Ye shall eat neither bread or first corn, and the green herbs until the self-same day that ye have brought an offering unto the Most High. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations among the brothers. Ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought the sheaf of the wave offering. 7 Sabbaths shall be complete. Even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath, ye shall remember 50 days. Ye shall offer the new meat offering to the Most High.
Verse 17. You shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2 tent bills. Therefore they shall be of fine flour. They shall be baked with leaven. They are the first fruits unto the Most High. Verse 18. Ye shall offer with bread 7 lambs without blemish of the first year, and 1 young bullock and 2 rams. They shall be for a burnt offering unto the Most High, with their meat offering and their drink offering, even an offering made by fire of sweet savor unto the Most High. Verse 19. Then shall ye sacrifice 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 rams of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offering.
the priest shall wave the bread of the first fruits, wave offering before the Most High. With 2 lambs, they should be holy to the Most High for the priest. You shall proclaim the self-same that it may be a holy convocation unto you. You shall do no servile work therein. It shall be a statute forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations. And when you reap the harvest of your land, they shall not make clean rivets of the corners, thou reapest. And thou shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest, thou shalt leave them unto the poor, unto the stranger. I am the Most High your God. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying,
24. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall we have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing the trumpets, a holy convocation. 25. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High. 26. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, 27. Also on the 10th day of the 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be a holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 28.
Okay, do
Ye shall do no
4 verses.
no work in that same day. You should do no work on that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Most High your power. For whatsoever soul it be, it shall not afflict in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. And whatsoever soul it shall be that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul I will destroy from among his people. Ye shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute for your forever throughout the generations in all your dwellings.
Now, what I want you to examine real quick before we finish reading. Who's the next person reading here? Okay, you? Okay, good. It says right here, 23 and 24. The Most High spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, in the 1st day of the month, shall you have a Sabbath, a memorial blowing of the trumpets, and an holy convocation. That's the gathering we're having tonight. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High. And of course, we don't deal with any sacrifice, because Christ is our sacrifice. Okay? And it says right here, the 26th verse, And the Most High spoke unto Moses, saying, Also on the 10th day of the 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you. And ye shall afflict your souls and offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High. So that is a connection with the memorial of the blowing of the trumpet. It's a continual, the trumpet was a reminder of the atonement that was to come. That's the warning. The trumpet was the warning. Knowing that 10 days from now, your sins will go before the Most High. That's how they coincide one after the other. So the trumpets wasn't just so someone can blow a trumpet and say that it's the memorial blowing of the trumpets. It has significance when it came to our salvation in the Old Testament. Why? For those who didn't take heed of the trumpet and didn't have time to prepare and missed the Day of Atonement, they was cut off from amongst their people. So when we look at it from the New Testament now, the trumpets in the Revelations are all warnings leading up to a time in which we will get in or not get in, depending on whether or not we're hearing the sound of the trumpet and taking heed of the warning. So the Bible tells us about these holy days were a shadow for the things to come. It's a significant spirit in which we must understand the holy days of the Old Testament to know how we can apply that to our salvation today. Like I mentioned a few weeks ago, they're markers leading up to our salvation. And it's kind of tough for us now. It's more hard for us to understand it now because it wasn't embedded in our culture from birth like it was when we were in the Old Testament. We understood what the trumpets were. We understood what we needed to do to get ourselves together and snap back in shape for that year, knowing that something significant concerning whether or not we would be ever accepted again. We understood that back then. And it's more so, I would say it's more so us coming into Israel now. It's more so us taking on just a celebration culturally without understanding its significance now. We still should be taking heed to the trumpets and the warnings, knowing that we're closer to the time of our salvation than when our people were, when our fathers were under the old covenant. Right? Okay, let's take off where we left from there.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 52. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest. Ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at even. From even unto even shall you celebrate your Sabbath. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel.
And as you can see, it says, you shall afflict your soul in what? The 9th day. That would confuse people to say, well, I thought the Day of Atonement was on the 10th day. But it's the 9th day if you count from what? The memorial blowing of the trumpets. See that? It's a full connection. It's a connection between the warning and the atonement. Read on.
Verse 33. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, The 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles, for 7 days unto the Most High. On the first day shall be a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High. On the 8th day shall be a holy convocation unto you. And ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High. It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no servile work therein.
So as you can see, on the 15th day will be a holy convocation. And also, at the end of it, will be a holy convocation on the 8th day. We'll come together as a Sabbath for that, and come at the end of that for the Feast of Tabernacles. Read.
These are the feast of the Most High, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High, a burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice and a drink offering, everything on this day. Beside the Sabbath of the Most High, beside your gate, and beside all your tithes, beside all your freewill offerings, which ye shall give unto the Most High. Also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of your life, ye shall keep the feast unto the Most High 7 days, and the first day shall be Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be Sabbath.
Okay, you can go ahead, Lawyer. You can finish it out.
Which is the last verse? Which verse you stopped off at there?
Finish it, 39.
39, verse 40. And ye shall take you on the first day the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the boughs of fig trees, and willows of the brook. And ye shall rejoice before the Most High your power 7 days. And ye shall keep it a feast unto the Most High Ahiah 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month. Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths, that your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Most High Ahiah, your power. And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feast of the Most High Ahiah.
Okay, now the dwelling in booths, of course, was Israel had to leave their dwellings and go into the wilderness once a year to remind Israel of what our people went through. You understand? Now, I know everyone don't have the wherewithal to do that from year to year. Okay, from year to year, we would have to go out to commemorate or remember what our parents went through in the wilderness. Now, of course, a few of us did it last year. Some of us just went outside in tents, didn't want to disturb what was going on. You see a bunch of people from nowhere just in the midst of somewhere with some tents. You don't want to get in trouble with authorities operating in this world. I'm saying that's because some people will take things literal and get themselves locked up. It ain't no time for that. You'll go someplace and you just know if you can do certain things. Elder Gabar, he had a campground that him and brothers went and they dealt with it like that. There is one thing about in the States, there is a lot of campground that you can actually rent out and it's marked for camping and people can't come in your space. You understand? You have a certain area that belongs to you and you don't have to worry about certain undesirable situations going on. And I'm saying this because some people be looking for grounds, and there be some serious things going on out there. And listen, this is what I'm saying. This brother over here is smiling and all that, but what I'm saying, brother, you find some things that go on out there in the open space that ain't lawful, and you out there thinking you dealing with the Most High, and it's all types of sinful activity in the booth next to you. So you understand, if you're going to do it, have a controlled environment. All right? And I'm putting this out there because I be reading the email on what people be wanting to do sometimes. And I don't want them to think that we are telling people to go out. You understand? They say they went out someplace, next thing you know, they've been chased by someone or something like that. Make sure it's a spiritual thing in which we do it as a church. I'll be reading the email and I'll be like, I didn't say do this. Somebody chased by a bear or somebody dealing with something. We must be together as a people and do it right. That's all I have to say. All right? Anyone have questions concerning the trumpets or the holy day itself? Okay. Do we have any bread? Some bread?
I got a question.
Yes.
It's not particularly with the Holy Ghost. It's not this one. When you count for the next one, do you count this day and then for the feast of?
When it say the 15th day?
Not for the 10 days after.
No, it's on the 10th day.
Okay.
So 9 plus 1 is 10.
Okay.
So when it says the 9th day, it's actually counting from the first day. 9 plus 1, it's on the 10th day. Like this is the first day. On the 10th day is the Day of Atonement. You got it? All right. And of course, you all know we don't count from the slithers of the moon. I want to put that out there. That's the difference between us and most people that follow the holy days. They're looking at night. Hey, what's going on over there? Let me see him. Where that character at? Little cooler. What he getting restless over there? All right. Well, anyway, do we have some bread? Yeah. Some pita. Let's break up some pieces and let's do a communion real quick. Can a Nazarite, okay, don't worry about it, just break up some pieces for people. Just put it on the plate and just break it up. Can a Nazarite take communion? Christ was a Nazarite. Taking communion is not breaking a vow if you're doing a certain thing under the church, like a communion. That's not breaking a vow. Now, on your personal situation, you understand, outside of the regular communion, if you have a vow, then you keep that vow. Isn't it compulsory to have a horn to celebrate blowing of the trumpet? I don't really... One second. They go a trumpet right there. No, it's not compulsory to have someone blowing a horn on the memorial blowing of the trumpets. If someone wants to blow a horn, it's not against the Most High for that person to have a horn there. You know, and sometimes I see situations, and I've seen it in the past, where you have a holy day or a teaching, and it's so much stuff on the table, you can't even get to your Bible to actually teach and actually show the people. Horns and shofars and all that, it's totally unnecessary. You understand? Now, if you want a horn to blow a horn. But you have to realize in the Old Testament, the horn had a significance. How it was blown had a significance. The people knew what to listen for based on the times that the trumpets were blown. It's not compulsory, but it's not against the law. Many Hebrews blow the horn on the holy days, and they can do that. That's a blessing. But it have nothing to do with the holy day itself. All right? And that's why it tells us in Hebrews that, matter of fact, let's get that in Hebrews real quick, about the cardinal ordinances that was imposed on us until the time of Reformation. Hebrews 9. It goes through all the artifacts. Okay, the horn now is the prophecies or the trumpets we read, the trumps that lead to the last trump in the book of Revelations. The warnings, the prophecies of those trumps. That's our shofar now. Where's the bread? You have yours? All right, good. Go ahead.
Hebrews 9:1. Then verily the covenant had also ordinances of divine service and a worldly sanctuary. For there was a tabernacle made.
There was a tabernacle made. Go ahead.
First wherein was the candlestick and the table and the showbread, which is called the sanctuary.
Go ahead.
And after the second veil, the tabernacle which is called the holiest of all, which had the golden censer and the ark of the covenant, overlaid round about with gold, wherein was the golden pot that had manna, and Aaron's rod that budded, and the tables of the covenant, and over it the cherubims of glory shadowing the mercy seat, of which we cannot now speak particularly.
So it shows us all the artifacts that was a necessity under the old covenant, which means if someone say that the shofar is compulsory or mandatory, then you got to also go into all the other artifacts that you just don't have in front of your table. That's was a necessity or compulsory to actually do the service. So some would say you must have a shofar. Well, what about the rest of the things you needed during the priesthood? Okay, so no, it's not necessary, but if you have one, good. Okay? Read on.
Verse 10, which stood only in meats and drinks, and diverse washings and carnal ordinances.
They were carnal ordinances. Read.
Imposed on them until the time of reformation.
Until the time that those holy days would be reformed. And the ceremony on how to do those holy days would be reformed. Why? These holy days now in the New Testament became what? They became a time of communion and remembering Christ. All the holy days is in remembrance of Christ and his fulfillment. The prophecies concerning him, which is the memorial blowing of the trumpets per se. There's trumps in the New Testament. On and on and on and on. Okay? To give you some understanding. So we deal with the ceremonies, but we do it like Christ at the table with his disciples at the very end of his life, when he was given up. We're at that table from holy day to holy day. Okay? Let's see here. All right. Someone have one other question? I'll answer this question as the last question we'll be answering this evening before we go into our meal and the celebration. The last question is, and I think I answered this before, but I'm going to make it clear. It says, is it necessary to marry under the church, under common law, or can we marry through the courts and still be recognized by the church? Now, when it comes to marriage, whether or not you do it through common law, or if you go to court and do it, that's between you and the person you're marrying. That's not unlawful one way or the other. The only thing that's required according to what we say in the church is, if you're going to marry, then you must go before the person's family, the male, the woman's family, the groom's, the bride's family, and ask the hand by the father, and if he require a dowry, you must pay it. All right? And if it's within the church, you must go to the elder within the church, and then he must be a part of that union to make sure those things are established, to be recognized as a marriage. And I'm saying that because there's so many people out there meeting online or meeting through Israelite chats or whatever the case is, and saying that they're of the gathering of Christ Church, and none of these things were instituted with any level of authority when it came to the union. So if you haven't took those steps with an elder and with actually going to the people's family and them bringing it together, family coming together, your family with their family, that's not marriage. I hope the question was answered.